So good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL action here with the Div 2 boys as they take to the track at Paul Ricard. It's day 2 here at the French circuit. It is round 8 of season 18 and we have, as we were last night, greeted by blue skies for the early part of qualifying, but as we saw last night the weather may change its mind as we get into the session. Okay, let's get all the details up. See the runners and riders, 19 on a track tonight, then just the one absentee. So plenty of cars on track for us to pick over, and hopefully the action will be as fast and fierce as it was last night in Div 1. As seemingly always, first out on the track is Dylan. So we will go on board with him as we get around the circuit. In the chat already, we've got Mr. Dave Whiting, aka Daft Chip. Good evening, mate. Sorry to not have you on track tonight, and sorry you didn't get to race last night. Do apologise. Lots going on last night. I'm scrabbling around and I forgot to check that one, but hopefully we'll have you back for next week. As well, Pagani, good evening Pagani, good evening Maxi Syme, and good evening Barca. Yeah, nobody's Discord's working, Barcelona. I think it's a Discord issue. So yeah, so it's not just yours. I think everybody's is having. I think just Discord as a whole is having a flap at the moment. Thankfully, the F1 servers seem to be working, so that's the main thing. Good and good luck, Skurs. Good evening, Unsafe as well. There's no German on track tonight. No, Fieber is missing. Devastated. No Fieber, you could have filled in for him. Never mind. Anyway, so no Fieber tonight, unfortunately. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Few extra faces or new faces in tonight. Of course, Michael VN filling in for KC, who is currently controllerless. He's been very quick in the races he's put in so far. Will he finally deliver on his potential? He's been really unlucky in the 3 races he's contested so far. Will this be his week? Well, we are about to find out then. However, we're going to go on board with a lap of Paul Ricard with Dylan, who got his 2nd points finish on the board last week. Bring it home as we go down the start finish straight then with the DRS open into turn 1. Apex drops away from you. Try and use the curve there. Just a little bit wide on exit of 2, but doesn't invalidate. Now screaming now down towards turn 3. Tip in a little bit away from the apex there, but gets the apex for turn 4. Then over to the left for the right-hander. Apex is nice at turn 5. Use all the track. And then hug the first part of the right-hander. Drift to the outside. Come back for a second apex. And then onto the back straight we go. DRS opens again. This will be one of the best overtaking opportunities in the race, so keep an eye out for plenty of action going down this straight into the chicane. You've got to find your braking mark because it's very difficult to see all these painted lines, but Dylan apexes very nicely in the first part of that. Out the chicane he comes, back onto the loud pedal then, to continue down this long back straight into the very fast flat right-hander. Expect to see some side-by-side action through this corner. And then the double apex right-hander, apex 1 out to the outside of the track, and then come back in for a late second apex. Run all the way over to the left and over to the right hand side for this off-camber left-hander. Late apex there again, use the curb on the exit if you dare. Dylan decides not to, and then just a long sweeping right then into the penultimate corner, left-hander, the pit entrance on the right. Stay left and into the final corner we go, and get the car straight on the power. DRS line comes at you quickly. And over the line he goes, and the first lap on the board is a 32.9 for Dylan. However, he is quickly jumped by Jonesy behind him in the Williams with a 30.4. Skirms drops into second in the Mercedes. Of course, he's now taken over that second Mercedes seat. Unfortunately, the other Mercedes man, Scuba Steve, is currently out of action. His PlayStation has gone pop, so hopefully he'll be back with us soon. It's Maxi Syme. Popped himself onto the provisional pole position early on here. Of course, he was one of the front runners last week. I think he got pole last week, in fact. But an incident early on in the race, he just didn't deliver on that promise. So, will we see another Maxi Syme victory? Maybe. Alex Pixie goes second on the 30.4, but some 7/10 of a second down on Maxi Syme. Romelson filling in for Zombie tonight. He's currently P4, make that P5 as Nexus Iceman crosses the line and goes 4th. And with it he slipstreams his teammate past him, so Katz is now on a flying lap. Let's see how the other Haas man gets on. No, never mind, mate. Ooh, Okay, I can't jump in on my lap. Well, maybe soon, maybe soon. As Brutus Beer and goes to P3. Oh, and Dylan has... What's happened to Dylan? Dylan's crashed on his way into the pits, and Dylan is out of the qualifying session. Oh dear. Dylan's had a moment on the way back to the pits, and the Red Bull man is out of qualifying. So, not ideal. So he will then not be improving on his initial run. 32.9. Yes, Pagani, it would appear that the thing that you didn't like is gone. So, you know, if you wanted to reinstall, I'll leave it up to you. I'll leave it up to you. I wouldn't blame you if you say no. Cuts there very wide through the double right-hander. Tips into the left-hander then. So, let's have a look at some details about Paul Ricard, shall we? It has 7 layouts. 7 layouts, 2 of which are F1 grade 1, which makes them suitable for Formula 1. Cat's going across the line, goes P9 on 30.6 though, just 100th up on Rom. And was opened, the circuit opened in 1970, April 19th to be precise. It is 5.842 kilometres long, that's 3.63 miles to the British public. 15 turns, and the lap record is held by one Sebastian Vettel from 2019. Of course, yeah, the two F1 layouts are, of course, the full... Oh! And Katz is also out of the session. I look away, I look back, and the Hasman is also out of the session. Has crashed on the back straight then. So, interesting that you can crash in a straight line. There you go. Michael VN then popping himself onto the front row. For the moment it was P2, but that gap is still 7/10 of a second. Maxi Syme has put in an absolute astounding first run there. He's 7/10 up on the rest of the field at the moment. So that is a very, very impressive run. Michael VN second, Barcelona third. Make that second. Barcelona drops into the 29s with his second flying run. But still half a second down on that opening run by Maxi Syme. So is Maxi Syme going to be the man to beat? A couple of drivers on their way out on the medium tyre. We've got Matman Katamies and Captain Chubbs. Katamies is the first of them, so we'll have a look at how he is getting on the back straight. In fact, all 3 medium tyre runners are together on track, look, because there's Katamies, Chubbs is in the middle, and Matman just behind. We'll go on board then with Katamies. Have a look at how he's doing sector-wise. Sector 2, 50.6, Matman behind him. 51.2, so Katamies is going quicker at the moment. Of course, winner last time out at Canada, despite a steward's inquiry, because there was a big incident in the middle of the race. But it was deemed a racing incident, and his 100% victory record is maintained this season. 2 races entered, 2 races won. How is he going to fare tonight? We will see. Into the final corner he comes. Now, I don't think he'll be troubling the front row, because that is a very quick lap. Definitely on the slower tyre. However, he goes only P12 there, 31.2 for Katamies, so not very much to be. Matman drops in behind him, a 31.7. So yeah, both those medium tyre runners not getting an optimal lap. What about Chubbs? The third of the medium tyre attemptees. Through the first chicane, the change of direction there looks really aggressive. Car's looking superb as they come out of turn 2. His second chicane, he comes. Just see what's going on in the chat. Behave. Right, Chubbs on the back straight then. We now missed the first sector points for the other 2. Let's see how he fares with Katamies and Matman. We saw Katamies do a 50.6 at sector 2 split point. Let's see how Chubbs is getting on. It's a 50.2, so Chubbs is going quicker than the other 2 medium tyre runners. Matman there just ahead of him. I have a cat sat on my lap, and I need to go lean forward and get my cup of tea. However, I guarantee if I lean forward, the cat will jump off. We shall see. Through the long left-hander we go. We saw some absolutely brilliant moves into this corner last night between Graham and Dara. Are we going to see some more tonight? Oh, we've still got 7.5 minutes, or just over 7.5 minutes of qualifying to get out of the way. Out of the final quarter, then comes Chubbs. On the loud pedal, DRS is open. He's now a sprint for the line. Can he go faster than Katamis? He can. He goes 7th. 30.5 from Chubbs there, so a very, very handy run for him. Goes a whole 0.7 of a second faster than the next best medium tyre runner. Will that be enough to see him into the top 10 though? So he may start his race on those tyres. We shall see. Maxi Syme still the pace setter on 29.3. He's currently on track as well. Where is he up to? He's just coming. He's at the bottom end of the circuit, so let's stay on board with our current provisional pole sitter then. Both Aston Martins on the road too as well. Michael Vienne and Alex Pixie having a really good run there. Just 0.03 of a second between the two Aston Martins. So very evenly matched. Second split point is just after the chicane. So let's see if Maxi Syme can improve on that first run so far. Looking like good enough. There's a big gap still between first and second and the rest of the pack. He's 2 seconds down, so he's not going quicker on this lap. In which case we will go back and we'll pick up Michael Vienne, who is invalidated his lap. So we will not watch Michael Vienne, we will pick up Brutus Beer, the championship leader. Hate when that happens, mate. I hate when that happens. Into the long right-hander. Now we saw, I think it was TG Tiros have a huge slide through that right-hander on the opening lap last night, so that corner may look easy. It is anything but. We might see some side-by-side action, but yeah, we might also see some people heading for the wall. Let's see, next is Iceman goes second fastest, then the Hasman pops himself onto the provisional front row then with a 29.6, still 0.3 shy. But he's on the front row with less than 6 minutes to go then. Brutus Beer out of the final corner. Heads for the line. Does he improve on P6? He goes third at 29.7. So the lap time's starting to tumble now. But Maxi Syme's lap still looking like the class of the field. Barcelona, I think, he's invalidated his run. Bossman popped himself up to P8. A good qualifying run for him. What about Rom? Oh, there we go. So yeah, Dix Kamori going up into P13 on debut. And filling in, of course, for Daft Chip tonight, who has apparently got his feet up at work somewhere. Of course, last time out we were at Canada, a straight circuit. Walls were close. Here it is big open spaces, lots of runoff. We saw no safety cars or virtual safety cars last night in Div 1, so are we going to see a repeat of that in Div 2? Well, that would be something. We have been we've had some very interesting moves recently this season, but fingers crossed we will have a clean run tonight. Callum Withers back in P16, that man down in P17. I'll be hoping for a little bit better. Waiting to go out again. Katamis is on his way. Well, I've got my feet up, I've got the brew on. I haven't got the biscuits because they're in the kitchen and the cat's sat on my lap now, so I can't get up. But obviously I don't want to miss this great racing action, so why would I want to get up? Besides, I'm just eating burgers, so it's fine. Katamis then. Oh, yeah, big twitch from him as he tries to get on the power. That car's looking a little bit livelier through that long right-hander. Maybe he clipped the blue run off there, was maybe not the quickest. And a big snap, but gathers it up. Let's see how he's getting on time-wise then. As you can see, they're using the curbs. Oh, invalidates at the first part of the chicane though, so Katamis on the back foot here with 3.5 minutes of the session to go. The running order is as follows. Maxi Syme on provisional pole position by 0.3 of a second from Nexus Iceman. Great qualifying from him. Brutus Beer sits P3 alongside Barcelona. Then we've got the Aston Martins, Michael Vienne and Alex Pixie 5th and 6th. Jonesy up in P7. Representing the Williams boys. Bossman lines up currently alongside him P8. And we've got Chubbs P9, who is now on a soft tyre lap. So let's see how he's getting on. And Aaron Trucker currently rounding out the top 10. Then next Katz is out of the session and in P11, so he will get a free tyre choice, regardless of where he ends up now. Rom is P12, then DX Komori is 13th, Skirms is 14th, Katami's 15th, Callum is 16th, Batman 17th, Zero Tau is 18th, and Dylan, having crashed out on his way back to the pits after his first run, will be lining up P19. Chubbs then coming out of the chicane on the back straight, coming up towards the Sector 2 split point. Let's see how he's getting on. He is nearly 4.5 tenths of a second up, so a 30.1 on the cars. That'd be enough to put him into the top 7. Can he find any time in the final sector there? You imagine on the soft tyres he will find a bit more time. It could be worrying. Oh, he's invalidated his lap though, so he will not be worrying the front rows at the moment. Who we got on flying laps? Aaron Trucker is on the back straight into the sector 2 split. He is quarter of a second down though, so it doesn't look like he's going to be improving. What about the current provisional pole sitter? Into sector 3 he comes. The off-camber left-hander apexes nicely. Good evening, Batman. I have a record for the most wing changes within the prize. You get another set of wings, Skirms. That is your reward. Don't break them this week. Out of the final quarter then comes Maxi Syme. DRS is open. Can he improve on that 29.3? He can by 76 thousandths of a second. So just edges the bar a little bit further away as we head into the final 2 minutes then. So that will be his final run. Who can, if anybody, can improve? Barcelona going faster in sector 1. Can the McLaren man worry the front row? Can he worry pole position? Got to find half a second. It was just under a tenth up in sector 1 though. To the chicane he comes. Coming out to sector 2 split point. He is up by a quarter of a second now. Big improvement from Barcelona coming. This will be enough to potentially put him on the front row. He has to find a little bit more time to dislodge Iceman. He needs to find about the same time again in the final sector if he wants to dislodge Maxi Syme. 30 seconds of the session remaining. A lot of traffic ahead of him. Bounce cars starting their final run. The Alpha Tauri getting out of the way, but not in the best place. Foreign did that cost him? We'll find out in a second. Chubbs. Oh no, Chubbs has been disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. Where is he? He's at the final corner. Does Barcelona improve? He goes second. 29.5. He did find a little bit of time in the final sector then, so Barcelona onto the front row. What about the man he just dislodged? But next is Iceman. Who have we got coming around? We've got one of the Ferraris. It's Rom. Is Rom going to improve on P11? He does. He goes 5th. 29.9 from Rom. And just behind, crosses the line, doesn't improve. Bossman now coming up to the final corner. Can he improve on P9? He can. He goes 8th and jumps ahead of Jonesy right at the death. Michael VN currently P6. Can he improve? He can. He goes 3rd. 29.5 for the Aston Martin man. So a really good lap there from him. What about Skirms? No, he's invalidated his run. See, it's Komori out the final corner. He's got a Brutus Beer behind him. Can he improve on P12? No, he can't. No, they can't. 3rd for Brutus. He does jump ahead of Michael VN, so the two Dutch boys on the second row. What about Iceman? Coming to the line. Goes 3rd, 29.5, and splits Brutus and Barcelona. Wow, look at that. 4 drivers on a 29.5 there. Super close in qualifying. Callum then I think is the last one on a lap. And he does improve. In fact, he goes 4 tenths fastest, jumps ahead of Skirms with his final run. Great effort there from Callum. He will start 15th. There we have it then. It is Maxi Syme who will start on pole position, with Barcelona alongside him. Great effort from those two. That final lap, despite the improvement, wasn't needed from Maxi Syme. His opening run of 29.390 would have been enough for pole position, and so Maxi Syme quick out of the blocks tonight. looking particularly racy. Right. Hopefully I'll get to see the lineup. Do I do tonight? That's helpful. There you go, so Maxi Syme on pole by just under 0.2 of a second then, but look at this gaggle behind on the 29.5s. Barcelona joins him on the front row with Mexus Iceman and Brutus sharing the second row. Michael Vien and Rom also behind them on row 3. Then Alex Pixie and Jonesy on the 4th row. Katamise and Bossman round out the top 10. They will all start on the tyre they have qualified upon. Batman jumped up to P11 right at the death. Gets himself a free tyre choice to boot, with Aaron Trucker starting P12. Katz starts the P13. DX Kamori starts 14th. Callum is 15th. Skirm 16th. Zero Tau is 17th. Dylan is 18th. And Chubbs, after being disqualified, starts all the way down the back. After his spin at the final corner, the game has screwed him over quite royally there. So, unlucky, mate. But he should provide us with some good action coming from the back. We did see a couple of great drives from the back of the pack last night. Joe Corboy put in an absolutely outstanding job, as did Yarham and Andois. And Tom Duval. A lot of the drivers who came from the back of the grid last night had very strong results. So, all is not lost. And so, predictions in the chat then, please, everybody. I know it's very difficult to guess a Div 2 podium these days, but give it your best shot. I'm going to go for, because we saw last night there was very few incidents, so hopefully we'll have more of the same, which means it will come down to who has the best strategy. We saw a mix of 2 and 1 stoppers. It was the 1 stopper that prevailed last night, but Dutch Tricks' tyres were on the cords by the time he got to the flag. So it is a risky strategy. We saw Tico homing back in the last few laps, but he wasn't quite able to get back on terms with his fellow countrymen. I'm going to go for Maxi for the win, Barcelona second, and Michael for third. I think he's due his podium. I think this will be the place he will get it. The grid then starts to pull away. Get the details up of who is starting on a what tyre. And it is, of course, top 10 all starting on the soft tyres they qualify, starting with Maxi Syme. Second pole position in a row for the Alpine man. He's joined by Barcelona, who was probably the class of the field last week. But for those safety cars that hauled him back in, a couple of penalties meant that he gave up that victory, but P2 last week, as he took over from the reigning champ Pagani. Can he get himself on the podium again today? Nexus Iceman, the best qualifying of the season for him. Great effort to see him at the pointy end of the grid. He starts P3 alongside the championship leader Brutus Beer in that AlphaTauri, just doing what he needs to do, racking up those points, with his nearest rival, of course, missing this week as well. It's a big opportunity to pick up more points. Of course, Stafford retired last week after an accident, so Brutus could extend his lead yet further. Michael Vien, who's shown brilliant speed since he's been in FTRL, Gran qualifying in the top 5, but tipping him for a podium this week. Let's see if he can deliver. He's alongside Rom Elson in the Ferrari, filling in for Zombie. So in good hands for you, mate. Alex Pixie, the second Aston Martin, is P7. He shares the 4th row with Jonesy in the Williams, off the back of his first podium at Hungary a couple of weeks ago. Last week's winner, Katami, starts P9, and he is alongside Bossman. Of course, they are all on the soft tyre then. Free tyre choice to the remaining 9 drivers, starting with Matman, who is the only driver to go for the hard tyre. So he's going different to everybody else on the grid then. He saw it work last night for some of the guys, including Yarham. Fancies a bit of that himself. Aaron Trucker starts alongside him in P12. He's on the medium tyres, as is Nexus Katz. Dix Kamori will be 14th, but he's hit somebody off the grid by the look of it. He will have very cold medium tyres from P14. Callum starts P15 on the medium tyres alongside Skirms in the Mercedes. And we've got Zero Tau in P17 on the medium tyre as well. Dylan starts P18 on the mediums, and Chubbs bringing up the rear on the medium tyre. So the grid has formed up, and we wait for the lights to come on. So podium prediction is Remy LaCroix, Mia Khalifa and Riley Reid. Well, I think we all know who they are. It's 5 laps, and away we go. It's a good start for the front row. Brutus had a good start as well. Oh, there was a bit of bumping in the middle of the pack, so they go 3-4 wide further back. Is everybody going to make it around? But Maxi Syme gets the jump into turn 1. It's been a poor start from Iceman. He's down 2. Yellow flag further back. Oh, Matman. No, and Callum as well. They were not together at the start. Matman's got going again, as is Callum. Hopefully, error through. We saw Tom Duval spin on the opening lap last night, coming back to finish P4. So all is not lost, but not the dream start he was hoping for, but the ideal start for Maxi Syme, who's onto the back straight. Already trying to break the toe. 3 wide in the background. What's going on here? Side by side. There's Kamori and Nexus Katz into the braking zone for the chicane. Katz is going to get the move done there. Really forceful around the outside. Squeezes the William to the inside. And past he goes. Up to P9. Williams man coming back at him though. And Chubbs is already up to P12. Chubbs up 7 already. So Chubbs is an absolute dream start. Dream start for the Dreamboat. Oh yeah. The Bossman on the back of this battle between Jonesy and Katamise. Katamise is already up 3 as well. He's had a really good start. A few splits in the pack. I don't know if that spin from Matman, who was right in the middle, has contributed. So we shall see what it looks like. Matman is on the back of the pack already. Then into the pits has come Rom Elson. So Rom's picked up some damage already. Not the dream start for him. Getting off those soft tyres. What is he going to go on to? He's going for the hard tyre. Also coming in is Skirms. He's getting his first wing chain of the night done, I believe. In Aston Martin as well. Oh, Alex Pixie's in as well. Yep, fresh wing on the Mercedes, fresh wing on the Aston, fresh wing on the Ferrari. Then so 3 drivers in drama. Rom started 5th. Alex was 7th. Skirms was a bit further back, so separate incidents there, but a few people clipping wings, unfortunately. They are now going to have to hope for a safety car, which we didn't see last night, of course. Settling down into the race in the top 2, making a little bit of a break here. They are 1.3 seconds ahead of the pack now, so they're out of DRS range of the rest of the field. Oh, Alex Pixie spun coming out of the pits straight away, so Skirms goes past him. Let's see what tyres they've gone on to. Skirms on the hards. Rom and Alex have gone for the medium, so they'll be pitting again. But at the moment your front 2 are breaking away. Bruce is then giving chase. He's got Michael Vian tucked in behind him. Next is Iceman's there as well. Then Katami's not far back. Jonesy's there as well, as is Bossman. So you've got a nice 6-car train then. 3rd to 8th. 1.7 seconds back then we've got the next train of cars, led by Nexus Katz and Dix Kamori, Aaron and Captain Chubbs on the back of that, up from his lowly P19 into top 12 already. Maxi Syme sets the fastest lap of the race, 33.3. Of course this is now the lap the DRS is enabled, so we will start to see people changing places down the back straight and the start finish straight. Chubbs, they got a good run on Aaron into turn 1 but didn't go for the move. Zero Tau is in now as well. Looks like drama for the Alfa Romeo man. That man chasing to catch the back of the pack. We've got Callum and Dylan battling hard. Oh, and Callum gets on the inside. Through he goes, back up to P13. Dylan's had a good start as well, up from 18th. He's now 14th. Zero Tau going onto the soft tyre then, so he's going to push hard to try and close the gap. Are we going to see a move here? Williams down the inside. Cat sees him coming, gives him room. Holds the inside for the next part of the chicane though. It's good driving there between Katz and Dix Kamori. For Aaron and Chubbs in hot pursuit. Carry on their way. Bossman still sitting on the back of this pack, but Jones is just ahead of him. Katami's now out of DRS range. Up next is Iceman. We've got a yellow flag. I think it might be Zero Tau. It might be Skirms actually. Top 2 as you were, and they are just extending that gap over this trio that's giving chase. Katamise has just been dropped a little bit then, so he's out of DRS range. Can he get back in? He's right on that magical second as they come out the final corner. And he has got DRS, so that will help him defend now. He's actually pulled away from Jonesy. Get a better run. Yellow flag. Oh, it's Skirms. Another drama on the back straight. Got going again. Look, he's cooked his tyres. Just needs to be careful for a couple of corners. Next is Katz there. Picks up the first penalty. evening because he is the highest placed medium runner in P9. So race will come back to him. So last night the likes of Anwar, who took the medium tyres really deep into the race. Further up, Bossman goes past Jonesy, and Brutus Beer is passed by Michael Vien. So Michael Vien now giving chase as Dirks Kamori picks up a penalty. And into the lead of the race goes Barcelona for the first time then. So change at the front. McLaren hits the very front for the first time. Good evening, Jack. He's sporting Aaron Trucker. He wants to give a shout out to his mate Ray Scar. Yes. Big up Ray Scars. We all love Ray Scars. So Barcelona leads then from Maxi Sign. Those two nose to tail, and gap now 1.6. Michael Vien trying to close that gap. Then he's taken over from Brutus. And Maxi Sign is closing. Is he going to go for the lead into one? Barcelona defends the inside as long as he dare. Ooh, late move to the outside there. No way through for Maxi Sign this time. Michael Vien stays where he is. Further back, Bossman going past Katamis. And Bossman making moves now. He's up to P6. So they've now slipped 2 seconds off the back of Iceman. So Bossman's starting to give chase. Passes Jonesy, passes Katamis. Just that took a lot of curb there. I bet that must have been a warning for Bossman there. Very aggressive over the curbs. Onto the back straight we go with the lead 2. And Maxi Simon is closing. To the outside, Barcelona covers the inside. And Maxi Simon just drives around the outside with the DRS. Back into the lead of the race he goes. Brutus continues to follow Michael Vien though. So can Michael Vien close this gap? It's Kamori with a second penalty. Maxi Simon there just jinking to the inside on the approach to that fast right-hander. We do unsafe, we all know who they are. If you don't, definitely Google it. In public. Change of place for P8, 9 and 10. Haas and Williams going at it. Red Bull and McLaren waiting to pick up the pieces still. It's Cats versus Dirks Kamori. Cats back ahead for the moment, but into the pits comes Maxi Syme and Iceman. And Jonesy. So a few pit stops starting early, those soft tyre runners. Out of the final corner we go. The Williams has got the DRS. And Chubbs as well, also on Aaron Trucker. So Chubbs goes through, Dirks Kamori goes through as well. So all change in this pack. You're on nose to tail through turn 1 and 2. Oh, Cats closes right in the back of the Williams there. Has a poor run, the McLaren around the outside. Chubbs is going to get the run, is he? Yes, he is. And through he goes. But Cats sends it back into the right-hander. Chubbs fights back around the outside. He's got the inside for the next part. Then Cats is back up the inside again. Oh, the touch, there's a wobble. A little bit of contact. Cats salvages it though. And Chubbs takes the position. So hard battling there. And all that has just strung these four out a little bit. Chubbs now coming back at the Williams though. As they sort themselves out, they're all going to close in with the DRS down the back straight. Some good battling there then. Meanwhile up front, Barcelona now leads by 2.2 seconds over the two Dutchmen behind him. Michael Vien still giving chase, but he's not been able to close that gap. In fact, if anything, Barcelona is now starting to inch away again. Ooh. Williams and McLaren side by side. Is it? Oh, contact. Oh, they're both off. To the run-off. Oh, the Williams comes back on. There's almost contact with Cats, who steams through, and it's kind of where we were a lap ago. Chubbs trying to go around the outside of Aaron Trucker. He runs out of road. Aaron gives him the room, though. They're still side by side. He's got the inside for the penultimate corner. Chubbs is going to fight it around the outside. I'll give him the inside for the final corner. They're still side by side. Both of them will have DRS. Yeah, not happy there, Chubbs. I think that was a weave for the Williams more than for Aaron. The Williams coming back now at Cats around the outside. Cats up the inside into one. But Dirks Kamori goes through. Cats is trying to hang on around the outside. He's off the track. Oh, Chubbs up there. Oh, the three wide. The Williams goes deep. He's off the track. It comes out in the head of these four. It's all getting a little bit scrappy and frenetic here, but everybody's still pointing the right way. Yellow flag further back. It's 0 Tau. It's gone around onto onto the back straight. Chubbs alongside Dix Kamori goes across. Oh yeah, he's definitely not happy. Weaving there, a disappointment. Cat's going to draft past as well with the DRS. Dix Kamori back up the inside over the curbs. Are they going to touch more contact? Dangerous game being played here. Aaron Trucker looking to find his way through as well. But Chubbs, you feel, has got the pace to pull away. You can see already he's opened the gap up. Now he's got clear. Dix Kamori down the inside of Katz. But they can't find a way through there. Let's drop back in again. Aaron now trying to find a way through as well. Dix Kamori on the attack and the defence. Can they manage to hold off Aaron while attacking Cat into the pits? Comes your race leader. Barcelona is in. And where's Maxi Syme? He's currently P10. He's on the hard tyre now. Into the pits also comes Katames. So Michael Vien and Brutus Beer take over at the front. Bossman's going to go through as well. So he's now up to P3. Chubbs through to P4. Cats and Dix Kamori, a little bit of a gap between them this time, so Maxi Syme then has cleared Barcelona quite comfortably. Barcelona is out on the mediums, so it looks like he's trying to go for a two-stopper. That's a very early stop. If he's not going to get those mediums to the end, they will be in serious trouble by the end of this race if he tries to get them to the end, but we shall see. Brutus and Michael meanwhile changing places on the back straight. Brutus then hits the front for the first time, back ahead of Michael as he was earlier on in the race. Bossman's got to within 1.6, so he's actually been closing. Chubbs has pulled away from that pack behind, as I thought he might. On lap 8, Aaron still looking for a way by as well. Happy at the minute though to just sit on the back of this pack. You can see how much of an advantage. There's the gap now between what was first, Maxi Syme, and the man who is closest to him, Barcelona. He is about 2.7 seconds back then, so the undercut has worked out quite nicely there for Maxi Syme. Nexus Iceman has also got himself back into contention then. In coming your race leading 3. Brutus, Michael and Bossman are in. Well, we shall see, Oscar, yeah, Oscar saying last time he managed to get the mediums to the end, we saw last night. I think they went to about lap 10 last night, a couple of the drivers, but we shall see. They will be very, very dangerous at the end of the race. Let's see, yellow flag, sector 1. Oh, it's Nexus Cats. Nexus Cats has got to round out that battle pack with Dix Kamori and Aaron. So Cats is spun at the first chicane. He's down to 4th. And it's now got Maxi Syme all over the back of him. And now Chubbs leads, so last to first challenge complete for Captain Chubbs. He is on his way. Leading now by just under 3 seconds from Dix Kamori. Aaron Trucker now looking a lot more interested. Dix Kamori no longer has any DRS from Cats or Chubbs, so they will have to hold him off through sheer car placement and speed alone. Maxi Syme has cleared Nexus Cats now as well. However, Barcelona has closed in, so Maxi Syme has lost some time getting past Cats, and that's allowed Barcelona, who's now cleared Callum, start closing in. Iceman now on the back of Callum. And we've got Brutus in 9th, he's got Jonesy in between. Jonesy's undercut Michael Vien quite considerably there, so that's a good jump from Jonesy. Oh, round's got Callum. Waits for a gap in the traffic, unfortunately Callum's got around. Gets it put in the right way, and away he goes. That's just a shame, for Callum was running really nicely up in P8. And he's just been passed by his mate Dylan, so Dylan goes ahead of Callum. Fastest lap of the race then for Barcelona, who's now back within DRS range of Maxi Syme. But the question remains over his tyres. Can he get them to the end? We'll see. Yellow flag. It's Callum trying to get into the pits. Or maybe he's just had a moment at the final corner. Bad couple of corners for Callum, unfortunately. Trucker now trying to break the toe. He's got ahead of Dix Kamori. And holds the position into the chicane was a little bit deep into the first part. So let Dix come back at him. But he's had a good run out of the chicane. Further back, Michael Vian going past Jonesy then. Of course, Jonesy's on the medium tyres. The guys around it, well, the two guys ahead of him now are on the hards. Bossman behind on the mediums. So he thinks he can get to the end on those tyres. Michael Vian there picking up a penalty. Zero Tau picking up a penalty as well further back. Jonesy then has got himself in this battle. Oh, Bossman up the inside, out of nowhere. Got the outside for the next corner though. Jonesy's had the inside. Bossman's going to try and run around the outside though. Great wheel-to-wheel action. Jonesy gives him the room on the exit there. They got a little bit close together. Jonesy's got a good run off the corner though and gets back ahead. So great racing between those two. And into the final corner we go, into the DRS zone. Barcelona, another fastest lap of the race, and he's closed right back in a maxi sign. Not able to make a move this time though. What's going on in this battle pack here? Bossman round the outside of Jonesy. Gets the move done. On the brakes into turn 1, and he's up into the top 10 again. Into the pits has come Matman. He's getting off of those hard tyres. So it'll be the medium tyres from here, you feel. And a fresh wing as well, so he's picked up some wing damage there. His teammate's just gone through. They're still battling with Alex Pixie. Of course, these two pitted on the opening lap after damage. Callum in the pits now as well, after having that scruffy lap. Zero Tau also in the pits. He's getting off of those soft tyres. Going to go for the mediums or the hards. Now trying to get to the end. And Skirms at the back, still pointing the right way though. And still got the wing intact, so Mikey's 4-lap record seems to be intact for the time being at least. Up front, and Chubbs is the leader still. 3.8 seconds ahead of Aaron Trucker. Continues to give chase with DX Kamori. Barcelona has passed Maxi Syme, so these two have resumed their battle. And we saw last night that a lot of the medium tyre runners were able to pull away from the hard tyre runners in the early phase of their tyre cycle. Obviously the hard tyres will come good again at the end when those medium tyres start to drop off. Chubbs is in. He's going into the hard tyre. So 12 laps on the board for Chubbs. He gets off of those mediums. And relinquishes the race lead to Aaron Trucker, who takes over at the front. It's Kamori on debut, giving chase. A couple of penalties to the name though, so unsafe saying that Chubbs is the kind of driver who would lead a race until lap 26 and then spin out of excitement. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Maxi Syme at the moment though, able to hang with Barcelona. Still in the slipstream, we've got the two Hazes further back. Changing places, Katz gets ahead. I thought with Iceman on fresher tyres, he might let him go. We saw this last week when they worked supremely together. Oh, Maxi Syme and Barcelona. Barcelona drops out the slipstream, or pops out the slipstream rather. Nearly hit the back of the Alpine there, but they live to fight another day. Meanwhile, up front, Aaron Trucker has lost the lead. DX Kamori got another penalty, so they're really racking up the penalties. Look at the penalty situation already. It's 9 seconds for the race leader. Bossman just gets his second, so 9 for the race leader. 3 for Katz, 6 for Michael Vian, 6 for Bossman, 3 for Jonesy. Katamis has got 10. What's Katamis been doing? 3 for Dylan, 3 for Rom, 3 for Callum, and 3 for Zero Tau. Into the pits then comes DX Kamori. Meanwhile, and also in next is Katz, so they're getting off of their medium tyres. Aaron continues on his way. Meanwhile, the battle between net race leaders, Maxi Syme and Barcelona, continues. Maxi Syme is still holding an advantage. Iceman now 3 seconds back. Katz has pitted, so he's been released. Michael Vian and Brutus in giving chase, still with Bossman and Jonesy, so these four still together. Michael's the one leading the charge once again. Any more change for P2? Is there? Oh, there is. Maxi Syme's gone deep. Barcelona up the inside. And can he get back onto him quickly? He needs to be back in that slipstream quickly. They're both now closing in on Aaron Trucker's. Aaron Trucker's tyres looking past their best. Question of what tyres does Aaron want to run to the end of the race. If he pits now, he'll have to go for the hard tyre. If he can get to about lap 17, he can switch to the soft. So it's now a game of tyre management, as we saw last night with Mr. Dutch Tricks, who managed his medium tyres a long way, having started on the softs. That's what Barcelona is banking on. But I feel like he pitted a bit earlier than Dutch Tricks did last night, but we shall see. Aaron Tucker is in. So that suggests he's going on to the hard tyre from here. Pitting from the lead. And he's getting a wing change as well, so has he picked up some damage? I wonder. He must have done somewhere. There will be no need for a wing change otherwise. Maybe some contact with Dirks Kamori. And that means Barcelona and Nexi Simon restart their battle for the lead of the race. They are 3.4 seconds ahead of Nexus Iceman, who's driving really well tonight. Really good job from him. Got jumped off the start, was fought back. The question again remains though over his tyres. Can they get to the end? Could be again Brutus Beer, Bossman and Jonesy giving chase still. These four still nose to tail. They get it onto the back straight. Cats has picked up another penalty further back. Chubbs then is now P9 behind that group, 1.6 seconds behind that group. In fact, he's 1.6 seconds behind Casamis. Casamis is 4 seconds behind that group we were just watching. It's Matt Mantix, the fastest lap of the race. So some pace from the Ferrari boys. But they are down in 14th and 15th, having started 5th and 11th. Seeing again, no VSCs, no safety cars so far on lap 14. All 19 drivers still circulating. So great job from everybody. The undercut has worked out quite nicely for Dirks Kamori, because look at the gap. They are 5.8 seconds out of Katz and Aaron Trucker, who they were battling with. There's a further 1.4 seconds back, so Aaron losing, well, obviously he had to do a wing change, so that's cost him a lot of time. Behind Katz, then you've got the recovering Alex Pixie and Rom not far behind them. These two still circulating together, having pitted on the opening, or the end of the opening lap. And Rom and Alex are in. Oh, and Rom into the back of Alex. Misjudges braking, and more wing damage for the Ferrari man. That's going to be, oh, he's going to be absolutely livid. Dylan, P16, doing really well. Ahead of Skirms, ahead of Callum, and ahead of Zero Tau. So, Dylan beating people on pace. Great job, Dylan. Keep it up, mate. Change for the lead on the back straight. Maxi Syme back into the lead of the race, and he's not letting the McLaren get away. And Barcelona will know he'll need to manage his tyres if he wants to get to the end. Now he's got 2 lap fresher tyres and the next Iceman behind him. So that's probably not his race. Barcelona, we saw Oxox posted in the chat after the race yesterday, his front tyres were red, so while they might be able to get to the end, you're going to have to look after them. Good evening, Mr. Taylor. Yellow flag sector 3. Oh no, is it? It is. Oh, Chubbs. Literally just read the comment from Oscar. And away it goes, and the VSC is deployed. So VSC is out. As Chubbs gets pointed the right way again. Ah, such a shame for Chubbs. Into the pits, at least he was close to the pit entrance. In he comes. He'll get himself either some soft, probably have to go for the mediums. I think it's too far out for the soft tyres. And a fresh wing on that McLaren. Yep, medium tyres for Chubbs, but that's a real big shame for him. Closing on Casamis. He was also chosen to pit under this VSC. It's a free pit stop, so well, it's a cheap pit stop, not a free pit stop, is it? But why not? Well, in fact, did they come together? Because I think maybe Casamis has had to change the wing as well. Right, there you go. That man coming down the start, finish straight. Goes past Chubbs. Oh, and Casamis speeds under the VSC and gets a drive-through penalty. So Casamis' 100% victory record this season, I think, is about to go. It'll be very difficult to recover from that. He's P11 and he now got a drive-through penalty as well. Ooh, Rom and Dylan battling into turn 1. Ferrari and Red Bull. Is this 2012? Let's see, Rom's got a really good run though out of the first couple of corners. He's down the inside. Dylan gives him the room, has the inside for the next part, but Rob, ooh, they've come together. Dylan goes around, Rob carries on. I think Dylan just skated off the curbs into the side of Rom and around he went. Next Iceman's pitting, so next Iceman doesn't think he can get to the end. Jonesy's in as well. So they're two stopping. That puts Michael Vien onto the podium. However, he has got, multiple warning. Oh, Barcelona gets himself a penalty for track limits, and so advantage Maxi Syme. Michael Vien in a podium place now, but Brutus behind him has no penalties to his name. Michael has 6, so he's on the back foot, Bossman. A little bit wide there. Still staying in touch. He's got a big gap behind him, so he can look after his tyres and get them to the end. Perhaps then we shall see Barcelona closing back in on Maxi Syme again. But now Maxi can afford to finish behind and still win this one. So last week a safety car cost Barcelona the victory because he was pulling away. Round the right-hander we go. Maxi Syme continuing to lead. Barcelona giving chase. Is Barcelona now just going to settle for second place? I wonder. We've got a yellow flag. Might have been Callum. Oh, it's Catamese. So having just pitted service drive-through, he's now gone around as well. So Catamese is having a tough day at the office here. Dylan in the pits. Zero Town goes through up into P18. Race leaders down the start finish straight. Then Maxi Syme breaking the toe from Barcelona. Into turn 2 they go. Michael Vien still leading the chase. 4 seconds is the gap between the top 2 and the second pair chasing. Bossman's now just starting to drop off the back of that battle, but still a very strong P5. He's got 15 seconds behind him. It's Dix Kamori, who's in a bit of no man's land at the minute. And we've got the two Hazes together. Iceman has just pitted, so he will be quick. Cats and Aaron are on fairly new hard tyres. They started on the medium, so they've had to change compounds. There's Chubbs underlying his pace, so he's stayed P11, so it's not worked out too badly for Chubbs. Could have been a lot worse, but he's now got 13 seconds to try and catch Jonesy, who has just pitted for fresh tyres as well, so that might be mission impossible without some sort of drama. Jonesy on the back of Aaron. So Iceman, who came in at the same time, has cleared those two. Cats and Aaron Trucker. Jonesy is now closing in behind them, so these 4 coming together. Brutus and Michael continuing to work together, trying to close that gap. That's now down to 3.6. They have just started to chip away at that lead a little bit. They have just passed Dylan though, so that might be why they've lost a little bit of time. There are your first 2, there are your second 2. Into the pits has gone Bossman, so Bossman can't get to the end on those tyres. So he bails out of P5. He's got 15 seconds, and so he will obviously lose places, but it's a decent gap, so he shouldn't fall too far behind. And he can go onto the soft tyre as well, so he can be very raceable. He's gone for the mediums, interestingly. I thought he might have gone for the soft. He chooses to go onto the medium tyre. Good evening, Mr. Matt Cause. Unsafe calling Jonesy first victory at Goodwood tomorrow. Well, we shall see. Of course, tomorrow is the start of the GT Sport action with GT2. And we are at Goodwood this week, the historic British circuit for our British Touring Car Championship. It's GT2's turn tomorrow, so do join Mr. Unsafe Release and friend, possibly Sean, possibly Pagani, possibly somebody else. Find out. 8 o'clock tomorrow on the FTRL channel. And then on Friday we are back with GT1, also from Goodwood, also in our BTCC season. Lots of great GT Sport action coming up in the next couple of days, but we've still got the last 8.5 laps of this one to sort out. So across the line to start lap 20 goes our race leader. Here's Maxi Symes still leading. Barcelona still right on the back of him as they lap 0 Tau. Gap back to the chasing pair is down to 3.1 seconds now. So Michael Vien is just chipping away that lead. He's not probably taking enough time out of them to be worrying them at the minute. We shall see. Bossman having pitted. He's now P9. Now he's got ahead of Jonesy. I think they were battling earlier in the race as well, so Bossman has come back into this battle. You have a yellow flag. Oh, Maxi Symes is gone! Race leader is out! Where has it happened? Where is he? Oh, he's onto the back straight. The race leader has crashed out on the back straight. Oh, Maxi Symes. Look for the car. There he is on the left. Oh, Maxi Symes is going to be absolutely kicking himself. He's spun out of the race lead. He had no penalties. Barcelona had a 3-second penalty. He had that race sewn up. All he had to do was cruise around right with Barcelona, whose tyres were likely to drop off by the end of the race. But instead it's ended in the wall. Oh, what a shame for Maxi. He was driving brilliantly, but he's cruelly denied. And you can only feel that's going to be driver error, unfortunately. The cars do like a bit of a snap coming onto that back straight. It's a fairly innocuous corner, but it's proved the demise of our first retirement then on lap 20. And it was the race leader. Cathemis has pitted. He must have got some wing damage, but I think he maybe thought the safety car might come out. No such luck then, so Barcelona leads by 3 seconds over Michael Vien. Now the one Barcelona needs to worry about is Brutus Beer in third, because Brutus Beer doesn't have a penalty. If he can get to within that 3 seconds at the minute, he's 3.7, so he's 7/10 away from the race lead, or the net race lead here. So Brutus now is going to be pushing hard. Iceman in a strong P4. He's got DX Kamori battling with him, but DX Kamori's got quite a few penalties to their name, so next Iceman doesn't need to worry about them. Back Aaron Trucker's got Bossman going up the inside down the back straight. Katz and Jonesy there as well. Bossman picking his way through this pack. Through he goes. Does have a couple of penalties to his name though, so Aaron can afford to let him go. What is Bossman's penalty situation? He's got 9 seconds now, unfortunately. So yeah, Aaron can afford to let him go. Probably a little bit of a gap between now and the end of the race. 2 drivers behind him also have penalties then, so yeah, Aaron's in a really strong position to jump everybody in this group. A yellow flag on the back straight. It's one of the Ferraris. And there is not, it's Chubbs. Oh no. Chubbs, having just set the fastest lap a couple of laps ago, has gone at the chicane and he's lost the front wing again. So Chubbs' recovery drive has ended and he's going to have to be in the pit. Another VSC deployed. Does anybody fancy a pit stop? Not at this stage by the look of it. I was going to say Michael Vien's really close that gap to Barcelona, but that might just be them yo-yoing under the VSC. He'll drop back so as not to get himself a penalty. Oh, unlucky, mate. Really big unlucky. How many warning has Brutus got? I don't know, mate. Do not know. Skirms, he says he's on 70% tyre wear to the end. Well, he's currently sat P15, 21 seconds back to 0 Tau. Chubbs in the pits on the soft tyres go. Still under a VSC then. On lap 22 of 27, just the one retirement. And it was our race leader. But however, it's Captain Chubbs who has brought out the VSC. Which continues to be deployed. Callow is pitting. He's also going onto the soft tyre. Oh, Chubbs. The VSC ends and Captain Chubbs is immediately given a drive-through penalty just as an extra slap in the face. I mean, he probably deserves it, so it's fine. So Chubbs. Next as Katz gets the move on an Aaron Trucker at the restart. Round the outside he goes. So Katz is on his toes. Aaron perhaps caught sleeping there, slightly cold tyres. So both on the hard tyres. Jonesy tucks in behind them. How many penalties does next as Katz have? He's also got 6 seconds, so again, it's not the end of the world for Aaron. He can just stay with them. Meanwhile, up front, Barcelona's lead is now under 3 seconds to Brutus. So Brutus is now the net race leader with the penalty situation. He now just needs to keep it clean and see if Michael can continue to drag him forwards. I did call Michael for a podium. Well, he's on target for it at the minute. There's a big gap back to 4th place. Next to Iceman is 18 seconds behind Brutus. So he's on for a strong P4. But he's not worrying those front 3 at the minute. Well, Barcelona's question is, are those tyres going to get to them? Those VSCs are definitely going to have helped him. A couple of slower laps, put a little bit less wear onto the tyres, take the corners a bit easier. And the left-hander he goes, lead is 1.9 seconds, maybe like 1.8 seconds. Michael now, oh, yellow flag. Who is that? It was, I think it's Matman. Was it Rom? Can't tell. One of the Ferraris anyway. I think it was Matman. I think he was ahead of Alex. Now finds himself behind. And he's missing a front left end plate. So yeah, it was Matman unfortunately. Having some dramas as Katamis takes the fastest lap. Just going for glory. Chubbs, despite his dramas, is still only down to 13th. So it could have been a lot worse for Chubbs. Spirited drive up the order. It went from last to first. Down to 12th, up to 10th, down to 12th again. Now he's 13th. Yeah, Matman is averaging some places. I think Chubbs will come back and catch him. Matman will probably pit for the soft tyre as well. We'll have a late race battle for the fastest lap then. There, though, is the race leader. And there are his pursuers. Michael Vien now 1.3 seconds back. He is dragging Brutus along as well. And it will be dragging Brutus to victory. As things stand. Good evening, KC. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you will have a controller and we'll be back on track with us real soon. As Matman makes it to the pit lane. Zero Tower with a warning and an extra penalty further back. But I think Barcelona's tyres just don't have the life anymore. Chubb straight away with the fastest lap of 31.1 for the McLaren. He's flying skirms on those tyres into P13. Callum's gone through as well, but Matman will be quick on those fresh soft tyres. Race leaders in starting lap 25. 3 to go. Jonesy picks up a penalty there, but the gap now is just over a second. Michael Vien is nearly in DRS range. In fact, he is now in DRS range of the race leader. I think Barcelona pitted just a little bit too early for those medium tyres, and they've just not got the life, and he will be vulnerable to be overtaken here. Michael's got 6 seconds of penalties out, so he will be on for net P2 still, provided Michael doesn't pull a big gap between now and the end of the race. But into DRS zone, and the DRS is open for Michael now. Meanwhile, what's going on back next is Iceman still P4. Bossman's through to P5. We've got DX Kamori, Jonesy battling. Katz there as well. Look at the penalty situation, what's going on back here. Bossman's got 9, DX Kamori's got 9. Jonesy and Katz have got 6, so Bossman potentially could get P5 here if he could pull a bit further away from Jonesy and Katz. That's one to watch out for. Bossman's had a really good run since Baku. He's been putting in some good resources. He's been quick. He's just been really unfortunate with opening that contact a lot of the time. So finally setting some results that we probably expected from him. It's good to see. However, he needs to pull a bit of a gap on DX Kamori. Doing a really good job hanging on to them. Race leaders are all together. Barcelona continues to lead. Michael pulling out of the way there. Let's Brutus go. Brutus with no penalties. That's not Michael's battle. He knows that he's going to get jumped, so he's going to let Brutus go up to Barcelona. He can pick up P3. I think he'll be really happy with that. He's missed out on podiums in pretty much every race he's been in so far, Michael Vien, so he is well on course to deliver this time onto the back straight for the penultimate time. Top 3 covered by 1.5 or 2, just under 2 seconds. Iceman in a lonely P4, but with no penalties, he's nailed on for that one. And this train here, Bossman, pulling away a bit from DX Kamori. Jonesy's there with Katz and Aaron Trucker as well. Aaron still on to jump. Possibly, in fact, Aaron could be on for P5 here. All those penalties going around. Katz is attacking Jonesy. Jonesy picking his side, goes the inside, Katz to the outside. Into the chicane they go. Katz around the outside, gives him the inside for the next part of the chicane. Jonesy's going to hang on the outside though. And they come out of the chicane as they went in, side by side. Katz gets the better run though, slots in ahead. Jonesy drops into the slipstream. With a fast right-hander. Look at the speed. Jonesy to the inside. Katz shuts the door on him a little bit. Jonesy still thinking about it. Chubbs picks up a penalty. I don't think it matters at this stage. While going on then, meanwhile up front, it's as you were. Barcelona still leads. So to Michael Vien. Michael Vien's dropped off a little bit. We're on the final lap of the race. Oh, he's got wing damage. Michael's got some wing damage from somewhere. Has he possibly got the back of Barcelona somewhere, I wonder. However, he's got enough in hand. You think this shouldn't be a problem. Yellow flag. Who is that? It's one of the Ferraris. I imagine it's Matman. No, it's not. It's Rom. It's Rom's gone round this time. Brutus to the lead on the final lap. It's like watching the 2021 Grand Prix all over again. But Brutus then, who's just been plugging away. He maybe didn't have the outright pace of Maxi Simon Barcelona, but he's made the right tyre call. And as those tyres have gone off on the McLaren, Brutus sweeps through. Oh, Mexus Iceman is catching Michael Vien. And bearing in mind that Michael's got 6 seconds, it's right on the cusp. Michael needs to push hard, or he might be losing that podium. Right at the death here then, but Brutus has driven superbly. No penalties. This is why he's the championship leader. Not is he banking points, he's banking big points as well. Brutus then wins the French Grand Prix in Div 2. Great job from him. Barcelona comes home P2 once again. The bridesmaid again, Michael Vien, pushing hard. But I fear unless Nexus Iceman's going to pick up a penalty at the final corner, which he doesn't, he's going to get jumped by Nexus Iceman, who's going to get a podium finish. And a great job from him. Oh no, he's missed it. No, he hasn't. Did Michael only have 3 seconds? Oh, so Michael does get his podium. Congratulations, Michael, well done. Bossman gets P5 and then he does. Nexus Katz is 6th. Aaron jumps to P7 ahead of Jonesy and DX Kamori. Alex Pixie then will be round to P10. After his opening lap dramas, he's just got his head down and salvages a top 10 finish. Rom, who has been battling with him, but they came together in the pit lane as they made their second pit stop. Got himself some wing damage, so he fell back a little bit. And then a late spin, but he salvages P11. Captain Chubbs, what might have been for him, showed great pace in the early part of the race, but a couple of spins and wing changes as a result cost him a better result, but it's P12 for the McLaren man. Entertaining as ever. And he crosses the line in P12. Callum's going to come across the line in P13. Jumps up to P12, in fact. So great job there from Callum. And Matman jumps P12 as well, in fact, so Matman jumps them both. So Callum does end up 13th. Skirms is going to cross the line. Well done, Skirms. He jumps Chubbs as well. In fact, so despite those tyres being crying out at the end there, Mercedes man gets across the line. And good points. Nexus Katz gets driver of the day. One of the big movers. Let's go Dylan. Let's go Dylan indeed. Oh, Aaron ran out of fuel. Aaron Trucker running out of fuel then, but Brutus is your race winner. Great job from him. Barcelona's second and Michael Vien finally getting that podium that he's deserved. I think he will be made up with that then. So I did call Michael for the podium. Got that one right. I got Barcelona on the podium in the right spot. It was the race winner I got wrong. What should have been, what could have been for Maxi Syme, considering Barcelona dropping off at the end there. But he will have to come again next week. See if he can right this week's wrong. Final results then are as follows. Brutus Beer is your winner from 4th on the grid. Barcelona comes home P2 and Michael Vien is 3rd. Did he have just one penalty in there? He did have 6, I'm very confused. Texas Iceman ends up P4. Bossman ends up P5. Great job from him from 10th on the grid. Nexus Cats is P6 from 13th. Then Aaron Trucker, who ran out of fuel on the run to the line, ends up P7 with Jonesy in 8th. DX Kamori's teammate in 9th, and Alex Pixie rounding out the top 10. Then Rom finishing P11. Matman is 12th. Callum ends up P13. Skirms is 14th. Chubbs ends up 15th, but with the fastest lap. Zero Tau comes across the line 16th. Katamise is 17th. Dylan is 18th. More points on the boards, and the one retirement then was our race leader and pole sitter, Maxi Syme. So unlucky for him. Get in there, Dylan. Go on, son. That's 2 races in a row, mate. Well done. Nailing these now then. So that is the end of F1 action for this week. But as I mentioned earlier, we are back with GT Sport from tomorrow and Friday as well. Please join Unsafe and co-commentator tomorrow, and Aaron and co-commentator on Friday for GT2 and GT1 respectively. Again, thank you for everybody watching the stream and all the commenters. Please do give the stream a like before you go. That helps us out immensely. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do like and subscribe to our channel. We are nearly at 400 subscribers. But for me, for this evening, that is the end of everything. Thank you very much for joining us for another great action, another week's action on F1. And we are back next week with our first visit to the Jeddah circuit in Abu Dhabi. So please join us for that. We're back on a tight, narrow, high-speed street circuit. Bound to be lots of thrills and spills as the titles head into their final quarter. And just 4 races to go before we crown our Season 18 champions. Well, but for this evening, as I already mentioned, that's it. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon.